Good morning, Cypress Village residents. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Chat. This is Ty Morgan, Executive Director. Today happens to be Friday, July 18th, and welcome to Coffee Chat. We appreciate your viewership, and for all of our old faithfuls in person, thanks for being here this morning. We got a lot of information we're going to share with the community today, and as usual, I will wrap it up with a few items and reminders of my own. But again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Thank you.
Hello, Cypress Village. This is Laurel Mundell, your Director of Administrative Services. I am Hurricane Storm ready. Are you? I just wanted to give a shout out to Mary Jane Sipple. One of our independent living residents emailed me this week and told me about the NOAA weather radio. She has been watching the coverage about the devastating flash flooding that's occurred across the nation. And one of the folks who had worked for NOAA for 22 years said that everyone should own a NOAA weather radio. He was describing how they worked and that they're rather inexpensive. They're only about $20. This one was $25. And if you just get on Amazon, you can search for NOAA, N-O-A-A, weather radio, and it comes up. This one has a nice little hand crank on it, so you don't even need a battery. You can do that, or it's solar powered. And it even has a little flashlight on it if you need. And you can charge your devices on it as well. There's like a little USB in here if you need to charge your cell phone and need an extra battery, so you can just do it yourself. So thank you, Mary Jane Sipple. That was such a great idea and a very relevant time to be discussing it. So I was out last week. I was on vacation. This was baby Lucy's very first family vacation, but I'm so glad to be back and look forward to seeing you all again now that I'm well rested and freshly tanned. So on to some fun updates. For starters, I know a lot of residents have noticed that the internet connection, particularly around the Marsh Media Lounge, but in other areas as well, has been a little less than consistent. So for the Marsh Media Lounge, I looked in specifically to that access point, and there were a lot of failure to connect devices on there. So we rebooted that AP, and we are going to upgrade some of the firmware on it as well. So that should be taken care of. That was its own isolated instance. And then another resident, I think it was Miss Nancy, told me about the chapel that they used to be able to access Wi-Fi in there, and then they're having trouble now. So our IT company is looking into that currently to see what would have changed to cause that interference. So we're going to get that squared away. And then the other outages that you might have noticed were actually due to Comcast, the main source coming in. So they were doing some work, and they had let us know in advance, the day of, that there were going to be some inconsistencies in the network that day. So that's probably what was happening when you noticed some inconsistencies. One of the things that I am going to do to prevent this moving forward is we are currently using what is referred to as cable internet. I want to upgrade us to fiber internet. So I've got a couple of proposals that I'm going back and forth with Xfinity over to make sure that the pricing is as good as it can possibly be. And once we finalize that, it'll take anywhere between 30 and 60 days for them to implement. So that's what I'm going to look at for our community. We'll be able to run at higher speeds. We're going to get a higher package so that it has faster upload and download times. But then it's also fiber internet, which they don't want to give a 100% guarantee, but it has a 99.9% guarantee of consistency, and it won't fail, is what they're telling me. So we're going to try for that. Like I said, it's going to take about 30 to 60 days upon signing for Xfinity to do their part of the infrastructure changes that need to happen. This won't affect us on the inside of the building. We're not going to have to redo any cabling. It's purely going to be the networking that comes in from the street that they're going to be working on. So it should be pretty quick once we get that switched over. Okay, I'll put more information in the newsletter this weekend as well. Katie's going to gather that up for me, and we'll have it out in the next few days. One of the other things I wanted to touch on is this week we reconvened our parking committee, And we had an incredible turnout. We had about, I think, 17 or 18 folks all in total, and only 3 of us were staff. The rest were residents. So thank you all so much for joining and for participating. It was a very good discussion. We had 3 items on the agenda. One was adding a parking space specifically for our assisted living and memory care folks that were coming either for sales appointments or moving in. So we're going to have a designated sign for them in the main circle lot, just like the other independent living sales spaces. I'll put all this in the newsletter as well, but it will be under the same parameters. It will only be reserved Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5, and then you're free to park in it if you go to dinner after 5, for example. And on the weekends, of course. Other item was there was a resident request to add parking to a William Davis mail kiosk. And it was a pretty universal decision to decline that proposal. So we'll have that marked as well in the newsletter. And then the third topic, which was the hot topic, the orange lot. There are just more residents with vehicles in the A Tower than there are orange lot spaces. So we were discussing what it looks like to have that space be used the most effective way. So one of the items that we are for sure going to do is we're going to add orange spaces to the end of the employee lot that's behind the healthcare center there. When we have our stripers come for plan ops, they're going to do a couple things. That's going to be one of them. They're going to designate 4 additional spaces for the orange lot there. And then I also wanted to just make mention to the residents that you are allowed to park in employee lots. We prefer that you would use a resident lot since it's designated for you first. You're our priority. But in the event, for whatever reason, if it's to park behind the healthcare center or if it's to make sure that you don't have to navigate stairs, you are permitted to park in the employee lots because we're ultimately here for you. So I just want to educate everyone on that you can do that. In addition to adding those spaces, there was also talk about the ADA disabled parking spaces located there in the orange lot. The ones along the building closest to the A Tower, they're going to remain as they are. However, the ADA spaces that are closer to the healthcare center side, we are going to transition those back to standard parking spaces. The thought process behind that was so that it will allow for more standard spaces, because if you have an ADA space, it ends up cutting down the number of standard spaces you have due to the amount of space that needs to be in between each one to allow for wheelchairs, mobility devices, and the like. The thought behind this, and this was a resident idea that everyone came to consensus over, the idea was that 80% of our population has disabled placards. So it would benefit anyone to have a closer space there. And rather than just keeping it for those with the disabled spaces, to not be insensitive, but the resident's quote was, "We all have handicap stickers, so we should all be able to park there." So in agreeing with that sentiment, we decided let's just make them all the standard size and then allow for orange lot stickers to be the only ones to park there. So that's what we're going to be doing when we do the repainting. Another great point that was brought up was that there are these drainage grates there are about 3 of them in the orange lot that might be a trip hazard or hard to see. So we're going to ask the stripers to do some sort of yellow paint or something to indicate that those grates are there so that you don't catch your cane on it, your shoe, anything like that, because we really want to prevent any trip hazards there. Also lighting. We want to make sure there's adequate lighting. So Joe Murphy and then the Plan Ops team, they're going to do a little light study there once it's dark outside so that they can see exactly the opportunities to either brighten it or add additional lighting. So more to come on that piece as well, but that's what was decided. And so I'm very grateful again for the feedback, and it was just great conversation. We got a lot accomplished in a short amount of time. And then my last announcement for this week is for our Google review contest. So we are in the month of July. It's ending July 31st. So I want to make sure we can get in as many reviews as we can. We fell off the leaderboard and I want to get us back on. So I'm going to host 2 sessions where I can actually work with residents because I heard from residents, I want to do this, I just don't know how, or I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way. So we are going to meet at 1 o'clock in the Marsh Media Lounge on Tuesday, July 22nd. And so we'll meet there. Bring your device, your iPad, your cell phone, whatever you got. We're going to go through. I'll help you with that. No sign up necessary. I'm going to have additional folks helping me out as well. So we're just going to first come, first serve kind of thing. And then also Friday, right after coffee chat on July 25th, I'm going to have another session where we're going to have an egret hall where folks can come, and I'll have a couple extra hands on deck as well. So if you're wanting to leave a Google review, you just don't know how, or you're struggling with it, please come see us during one of those times. And remember, you can win up to $250 monthly service fee credit if you leave a Google review this year. Okay, that's all I have for you this week, and I will see you around the village.
Good morning, Cypress Village. I'm Lisa Drew. I'm still Lisa Drew, and I'm still your Community Life Services Director. I don't have much this week. We've got a couple spots still for the trip to MoCA, Robert Rauschenberg 100-year retrospective. And you can call the office if you might want to try that outing. That's next week on the 23rd. Gosh, next week, kind of a slow week next week. Dinner bunch going to Barbara Jean's on the water. Great courses, underwater archaeology. That is the third and final session of underwater archaeology. That's Wednesday at 10 o'clock. If you thought you might want to see that course and didn't because you were told it was full, you are welcome to come on the 23rd at 10 o'clock to the MML. The episodes don't have to be watched in order. They're individual lectures. You can come next Wednesday if you want, and if you like it, we can find a time to show you the other lectures if you want to see it, because a lot of the people who signed up didn't show up. So we actually ended up having plenty of space on Wednesday. So if you're interested, come by the MML, there'll be room for you. Next Wednesday is also the monthly trip to the Mayport Commissary. If you are able to shop at the Exchange Commissary, that's anybody with a active veterans card, you can go. It is a sign up, so you can call Jay. And then next month, I think Ashley will probably tell you more about this. Next week on Thursday is the annual motorized mobility vehicle evaluations. I know a lot of you are eager to jump in that evaluation. And then next Friday, I believe the Cuban food truck is coming back. And that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you around the village.
Good morning, Cypress Village. This is Natalie with housekeeping. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just have a few things to talk about today. Cleaning of the balconies. We don't want you to please use water or especially bleach. We had a nice gentleman who had a brand new shirt on, was walking underneath the building, and water splashed on him because somebody was cleaning their balcony, and now he has a spotty shirt. So please, if you need to borrow a blower, I have a little mini blower. You can come and borrow it, use it for your balcony, return it, and it'll be much better for everybody if we don't use water on our balconies. Secondly, the trash chutes. Please do not put cardboard down the trash chute. It blocks the chute, then all the trash starts building up the chute, and it gets to be a stinky mess until we get the strength to push it back down. I will be replacing all of the box cutting devices in the trash rooms, so it'll make it easier for you to cut down your boxes and leave them on the floor in the trash room for us. The last thing I want to talk about today are the bikes are gone. So all the junky bikes that were out there were gone. Tyler took them to Beaches Presbyterian Church, and they will refurbish them and give them to the homeless of the community. So that's a win-win for everybody. There is one complete bike rack that is empty out there now, and so feel free to come from the houses or wherever and park your bike out with us. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you around the village.
Good morning, Cypress Village. Scott Marquardt from the security office. Just wanted to give you a quick update on a couple of things. First thing has to do with the pool. We are currently, actually, as I speak, we are working on getting the poles fixed in the pool. That is a work in progress. It had to be rewired, so we're working on getting those transmitters working again. The pool alarm was actually fixed this morning. If we hear any other noises from it, please notify my office. But we put a new transmitter in the pool, so that should not be alarming anymore, which is fabulous for those of you who swim. Next thing I need to talk about is bicycles and golf carts. We would like to start registering those items for situations where we need to move them. We can at least figure out who owns what. So if you would please, if you own a bike or a golf cart, and we would like for you to come down to the security office and register that. That would be the same registration process we have for cars, and the same reasoning behind it is just making sure that we can keep tabs on certain bicycles and golf carts and where they may need to go or be moved or whatever, what have you. So please do that, register that. It can be done on the app, or you can also go to our office and you can also do that. And the last thing is the poles and smoke alarms in apartments. We are looking to upgrade those items, but in order to do that, we are going to have to get a solid count of all of those items. So my team is going to be working through the building, going door to door, counting all the smoke alarms as well as all of the pull chains. They're going to test the pull chains while they're there, but it should be a quick in and out scenario. So be on the lookout for that, as my team will be working through the building to count all of those items. So please be patient with us as we do this. It's not fun to have to go through every door and check every pole, but we're going to do it because obviously we need to upgrade that system. That's all I have for today. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Friday.
Good morning. I'm Barbara Hooper. I'm the editor of the Cypress Log. Ever since moving to Cypress Village, I have off and on worked on the Cypress Log with a great group of dedicated photographers, writers, and sometimes reluctant writers to bring you a monthly issue of the Cypress Log. For 30 years, the Cypress Log has been a part of Cypress Village, and now we ask for your financial help to continue the tradition. July is the Cypress Log's fundraising month, and I hope you will write a generous check made out to the Cypress Village Community Fund and place it in the C-140 box in the library and be a part of this tradition. Thanks to those who have already contributed and those who will now contribute. Your support is very much appreciated.
Good morning, villagers. Ashley Miller here, your Director of Resident Services. It's so nice to see you all, and I hope you all have had a lovely week. Just a couple updates from your Wellness Center. Our next breakfast in BPs will be today after coffee chat. That will be starting at 10:30 in the Wellness Center. Come down and have a nice little light breakfast sponsored by Community Hospice, and come see Patty to get your blood pressure checked. And a Summer Wellness Challenge update. Our Walk Across America Challenge is moving right along. We're going along the American Discovery Trail. Just like Forrest Gump, we're making our way from the East Coast to the West Coast. More than 30 of you have turned in so many miles, we are already well past Ohio. So traveling into the good old Midlands of the USA. We're on track to reach our destination before the end of August. Well done, everyone. Keep up the great work. So let's keep on trekking along, villagers, and don't forget to turn in your mileage weekly. You can turn that in directly to Deb. We have also placed a new fitness mailbox right by Deb and Cindy's office in the fitness center, and you are welcome to turn your mileage right into there. Don't forget, just keep moving. Every step counts, and very excited to see how quickly we reach our goal to across America. And to keep in stride with our Walk Across America challenge, we wanted to align our monthly wellness documentary to complement our travels through the United States. So join us on Monday, July 21st at 1 p.m. in the Marsh Media Lounge. We'll be playing a documentary on Yosemite, the wildest wildlife of the American West. And Grief Support with Bobby will be on Tuesday, July 22nd at 2 p.m. in room A6. Guardian Pharmacy will be back in the Wellness Center on Wednesday, July 23rd from 9 till 12 p.m. and the medication cycle pickup will be for Tower D. Our quarterly Live Vibrant Lunch and Learn will be next Wednesday, July 23rd at 12 p.m. in Egret Hall. Come meet Carrie with CareLink Care Management and Donna with Life Management Advisors to learn how their services can help elevate and enhance your quality of life. Reservations are required, so please call 807-6221 to snag one of our remaining spots. And our annual motorized vehicle evaluations will be held next Thursday, July 24th from 10 to 11:30 in the Veterans Lobby. Scoot on down and see us for a fun driving course. And our daily dose of wellness. I was very blessed, very lucky to take a little bit of time last week for some personal time. And while I was out, I got to finish reading a book that I just love called Life is Messy. Isn't that the truest statement? And I wanted to read a little bit of an excerpt from that book for you all. Can something that has been broken be put back together in a way that makes it more beautiful than ever before? It may seem like an impossible proposition for our straight line, everything in its place, secular minds. But I marvel at how God doesn't use straight lines or right angles in nature. We invented right angles and straight lines to prop up our insecure humanity. The perfection of nature is marked by crooked lines, brokenness, imperfect colors, and things that seem out of place. The perfection of creation is achieved through its imperfection. And so it is with human beings. Your imperfections are part of what make you perfectly yourself. If we put on the mind of God, we discover one of the most beautiful truths this life has to offer. Something that has been devastatingly broken can be put back together in a way that makes it more beautiful than ever before. It's true for things, but it's even more true for people. And it's true for you. It is the source and the summit of hope. So I hope you all have a very wonderful and blessed weekend, and I will see you around the village.
Good morning, Cypress Village. My name is Candacia Sims, and I am the Banquet Coordinator here. And I'm coming to talk to you about a couple events that we have coming up. July 22nd at 5 o'clock, it'll be from 5 to 8 p.m. We will be having our second dinner in a movie. I have gotten really great feedback about the first one. So yes, we are doing another one. The movie is Eat, Pray, Love. And just like last time, the menu corresponds with the movie. So we will have build your own pasta bar. We have chef is making fresh baked focaccia bread. We'll have tiramisu, bread pudding, and a lot of other goodies. And that is $28. You can pay cash or it can be account charge. I do have about 8 slots left. So if you would like to sign up, you can stop by the office or you can give me a call, email me, and we can get your name put down for the dinner and the movie. We are also going to be having a summer soiree on July the 25th. That'll be Friday, July the 25th from 5:30 to 7. There'll be music, drinks, cocktails, and we'll also be giving away raffles there as well. And that is a $15 charge. So you can do cash or account charge there as well. And then if you would like to sign up for that, just let me know. We can get your name put on that list also. Then coming up on July the 29th, we will be having a wine tasting. I've heard really good things when I put out the flyers and people were like, oh my goodness, yay. You know, we've been waiting for something like this. So yes, we will be having a wine tasting. It is $10 per person and that will give you 5 sample wines. Also, you'll have your own plate of meats, cheeses, fruit, different things like that to cleanse your palate in between wine tastings. And that will be from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. again on July the 29th. Also, I will be hosting a banquet and event informational. So this will strictly be just for new residents, existing residents who don't really know that they can have an event, where to host an event, how much it costs. A lot of people have stopped me and said, you know, I want to have an event, but I don't want it to be that much of a cost or different things like that. So I will be going over how to have an event, the areas, the different venues you can have an event, also who to contact, how to book the event, different things like that. And we will also be previewing the new banquet and event dining guide as well. So we do currently have one, but we are changing that up completely. And there are some very, very great new dishes, desserts. We will also have a set wine list for that as well. So come out to the informational. Again, that'll be Friday, August the 8th from 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. That's going to be in Egret Hall. And I will send out reminders closer to the time as well. Thank you. Have a great day.
Good morning, everyone. This is Michaela Balke from Dining, and I have some updates. So first of all, the new menu in Lakeside. I've heard amazing things about it. It's been about a week now that we've had it released. I've heard some good things about all the appetizers and the groupers, so make sure you try it. The new menu for Loon's Nest will be released on Tuesday, July 22nd. That's coming up real soon. And 3:30 on the 22nd, we will be having a tasting with chef on the new menu. So you'll have to stop by for it. Residents are welcome. For the pizza this coming week, we have cheese, Alfredo vegetable, and sausage pizza. I know Mr. Lowell Thomas is excited about that. The drink of the week this week will be the Rum Runner. I know we said it was the drink last week, but we didn't have everything yet. So this week it will be a Rum Runner. On Wednesday the 30th, we are going to be having an ice cream social from around 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. It'll be in the Middleton's dining area, and we will release more information next coffee chat for that. And that is all I have, so have a great rest of your Friday, everyone.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is Tyler with Dining Services. Just a few things today. First, we have a change in our menu chat format, just a scheduling, really. Instead of doing it every Wednesday, we will now be doing it the second and fourth Wednesday of each month. Still at 3 p.m., still in the Lakeside Dining Room. We're just reducing the number of times we're doing it each month. We're trying to do some different things on the other Wednesdays, so we'll figure that out, but just wanted to make everybody aware of that. The dress standard that you all may see coming out sooner than later, if you haven't already, we are looking at establishing a standard for residents and guests. It will and should be effective as of August 1st, but we are trying to make you all aware as much as we possibly can before then. The standard just includes, you know, the simple basics for, and it's only for, the Lakeside Dining Room. And that will apply for our dinners in that Lakeside Dining Room, not for the brunch that we hold on Sundays. So you will see some more information coming out about that, but just wanted to make you all aware to be aware and look out for that sort of thing. If there are any questions, by all means, please ask. Anybody that you can find in dining will be aware of what's going on with that. The Lakeside menus have, you know, we did make the change. It went effective as of the 1st, and Michaela touched on that a little bit, but we will, you know, it's been well received. It's actually something I'm pretty happy about right now. So it's something that we just want to keep moving forward with. We are looking to rotate those menus more frequently, but with the way the setup is on the menu, with the build and how you can kind of change things a little bit, or opt not to get an entire meal, but to go a la carte instead. That is what we're looking to do moving forward. So just look, you know, just so you're aware, but it seems to have been well received, and I'm happy to hear that. So thank you for that, by the way. Touched on the Lakeside menu reception. That's been great. We're looking to implement the new menu for the Loon's Nest on the 22nd. That's a Tuesday, not Monday. We will be closing lunch service to prep for that menu, just as we always do. And then, like Michaela has mentioned, we will be doing a tasting, an educational tasting, so Chef can go over how our new meals are prepared for the Loon's Nest staff. And then residents are more than welcome to attend that and kind of sample what it is that we're adding to the menu. So please, if you want to come on down, please come on down. But Tuesday evening, 3:30, we will get that going and have the menu in place for dinner service that night. We have just finished up our water deliveries for the Hurricane Supply for our independent living residents. You should have received your water. If you have not, please contact me. We did order a few extra cases just in case, but we did deliver to well over 100 different addresses, which has been great. I'm happy you all took advantage of it. I'm happy we could do it, and we will do it again in the future. So it's something that went really well, and it was simple for us. So if it's easy for you all, it's even better. Oh, last, this final week of July, I will be away at a conference in Houston, Texas with food and beverage leaders throughout the community, or throughout the company, I'm sorry. You all have met John Petrangelo, you've met Teresa Lehman. I will be with them kind of going over some of the things that we're looking to do, change and establish, or just implement within our communities, and just kind of be with them to go over these things. So I'm looking to learn, and I'm hoping this will be just that. And if you're looking for me, just be aware that I will be gone July 28th through July 31st with travel. And that's a really short and sweet trip, but you know, while I'm away, our group will be taking care of you all just as they always do. Other than that, I really can't think of anything too much more. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you all for everything.
All right, I'm back, and the first item on my list today is just reminding residents that the community meeting we had, it seemed like a couple weeks ago at this point, has been released on video and is available with the minutes. So if you have not seen it, please take a look at it, read the minutes. There is a lot of good information. It was a really, really good meeting, and we're looking forward to that format in the future. The next one also is involving communications throughout the village. I mentioned last week the newsletter, administrative CV newsletter, is in publication now. I spoke with the publisher earlier today before chat, and she is expecting to have that out to all of you by next weekend. So that is the goal with the CV News latest edition. Look for that end of next week. Next item is just a public service announcement. The Cypress Mart is going to be open next Friday, the 25th, from 8:30 to 12. So either before coffee chat or after coffee chat, we can take a stroll up to D258. The Mart is looking for donations. They have sold a lot of their inventory, so any residents that have anything that they want to donate, please feel free to do that. Donations will be accepted on every Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and also during sale day times. Please do not leave any items outside the Mart in the hallways. Any questions or need to coordinate a pickup or a donation, please contact Patty West at 904-655-5898 or Miss Judy Pate at 904-386-7210. We really appreciate all your support of the Mart, as well as whether it be shopping or donating. So again, thank you for the support there, and please come out to see the Mart on the 25th at 8:30. Unfortunately, we are getting closer to Lisa Drew's farewell coffee chat. That is actually going to be on the 25th as well, like I just mentioned, 9 a.m. Egret Hall. We have created a community card that is going to be available at the concierge to sign beginning on Monday of next week. So if you'd like to write Lisa a nice little note about her tenure here, that would be very, very nice of you. Again, that'll be available at the concierge starting Monday. Lisa Green, as well as Sarah Ninya, are going to be hosting a downsizing seminar on the 28th at 3 p.m. in Egret Hall. So this downsizing seminar is really an opportunity that we are going to ask residents that may be in a big apartment or big house and they're really looking for an opportunity or a reason to downsize, this would be that opportunity. So if any of you are interested in hearing about it or interested in taking advantage of that, there will be some incentives that will be discussed. So please attend the meeting, see what we have to offer. And if that's something that you can benefit from, it would also benefit the village. So more to come on that. And last but not least, prior to getting into birthdays, I wanted to give a big shout out to our trivia winners. We had Hot Shots this week, so a big congratulatory shout out to Hot Shots. Nice win last week. And some resident recognition for the week. Again, this resident, she's fairly new, and I've mentioned her multiple times. Miss Gaynell Kind, and her last name is very appropriate. She has done a lot of great things, but most importantly, what I just witnessed just a couple days ago in our lobby, she was engaging with a prospect who was looking to move to Cypress Village with her husband. Her husband has some medical needs that would not be able to be attended to in independent living. I just sat down and was talking to this prospect and engaging with Gaynell and the prospect. And you would have thought that Gaynell and this lady were best friends. I actually asked if they knew each other prior to the move-in, and they said they had just met each other. I just want to say to you, Gaynell, thank you for making such a possibly stressful situation and visit such a inspiring one. So thank you for that. And your hummingbird feeders and all of your kind notes throughout the community and your cards. You're just a bundle of kindness, and thank you for that. Another group I'd like to recognize, and we've talked about them quite a bit as well, and that is the Gardening Club. Just a shout out to the Gardening Club residents that are overseeing the healthcare center. I believe we've got Miss Carol Lazo, Liz Rourke, and Marilyn Holusky that are overseeing the flowers and plantings and doing an incredible job. It is absolutely beautiful over there. I promised Carl I would go take a look at it. I've been over there 3 times this week. I've seen multiple hummingbirds, and they're quite large hummingbirds, butterflies, just everything that we imagined over there coming to fruition. So a big, huge thank you to all of them. And again, Gaynell Kind, who handles the hummingbird feeders. So big shout out to all of those residents. And on to birthday wishes. Let's see what villagers we have out there today who have a birthday on the 18th. Oh, we've got 2. We've got Miss Alba McBride, who has such a beautiful yard and lawn for everybody to see as they come into the village. And we've got Mr. Mark Froelich. Mark, happy birthday today as well. Tomorrow we've got a few villagers. We've got Miss Liz Steck, Elizabeth Steck, Miss Norma Frazier, and Mr. Gary Gack. Happy birthday to you residents tomorrow. On the 21st, we've got a soul birthday gal, and her name is Annie Kuhn Marlin, I'm sorry, Annie. I missed the spelling on the last name there. But happy birthday on the 21st. On the 22nd, we've got a few. We've got Miss Jean Griffin. She is a longtime resident here. Happy birthday, Jean. Miss Aileen Breedlove and Miss Linda Walton. Happy birthday to you 3 on the 22nd. On the 23rd, we've got Mr. Bill Woods. We've got Anna Streeter, Roger Argelis, and Miss Betty Toohey. Happy birthday to you, residents. 24th, we've got Mr. Ed Millard and Mr. Claude Malo. Happy birthday to you 2. And thanks, Claude, for all you do with the Joy of Music down here in the Marsh Media Lounge. We'll wrap it up with Elise Day and Judy Davis on the 25th. All right, residents, that's going to cap off another virtual coffee chat. If I can say it properly. Have a great Friday, great weekend. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. God bless everybody. Take care.